Well, howdy YouTube. Lonnie Mac here, trying to get my little Sporty all back together. Y'all seen some of the pictures. I got a little interest in this MCL-3200 from Dakota Digital, and a couple of you asked to show pictures or videos, so I thought I'd give a quick rundown of it. I thought everybody had seen it before. It took me quite a while to find a good replacement Speedo for my old original 96 Speedo. The mileage wasn't working on it for a little while. It worked, but you can hardly read it anymore. So after a little smash up I had about 30 days ago, I figured when I rebuilt it, I'd put a better Speedo on it. So I researched and found that the Dakota Digital MCL-3200 fits the 96 Sporty just fine. And there's a different version for your newer Sportsters out there that have electronic ignition and all this other fancy alarm systems and all that. This is pretty basic, yet it does a whole lot more than I needed. And I got half of it turned off actually. But after you get it all wired up, which required me to remove the tank, so there's several harnesses on it. There's 4 harnesses on it. I only needed 2.5, but the instructions are actually excellent on this thing. But you will require a service manual sitting over there. You've got to know your wire codes and your color codes and all that on the old speedometer, and what they're doing and where they're going and how they work, because you're going to tie some of these wires into the old wires, and you're going to run a new harness from here under the tank, under the seat, at least in my case on this 96 Sporty, to the speed sensor, 3-wire speed sensor. So other than that, everything else was just tied into the original harness, either the tachometer output, the speed input, this, that, and the other. But a quick rundown, for my purposes, it's got way more than I need, and I got half of it turned off, like I said. But I got my mileage. I ordered it with a mileage, trying to be an honest guy. I had 16,296 miles, I think, and I called Dakota when I ordered it and said, would you put that mileage on it? And they said, sure. And it came there. I put a few miles on it this weekend trying to get this thing adjusted. And check out my new Sporty, on my new chrome. But anyway, you got a regular mileage indicator, which I'm still trying to set up. It's kind of fun, but it takes a little bit of work to get that set to where you know it's right. And the instructions tell you how to do that good. And it shows the mileage. Got an A trip, which I use on the old Speedo constantly. A B trip, which I use as my gas indicator. And the old Speedo on a 96 Sporty didn't have a B tripper. It only had an A. I call the A the day tripper. B is my gas meter. And the regular mileage is the value of the motorcycle, pretty much. So there's B. And then we have a service. I set it to 5,000 miles. Haven't driven it since I set that last night, so this is a tick down. And that 5 right there is really supposed to be an S. And as it ticks down, it gets down to 0, it gives you a little warning. Service due, 5,000 miles. Pretty cool. Set it to whatever you want. Kilometers, I don't use none of that stuff. Voltage, pretty cool. Never had that on this old Sporty. There's my voltage indicator. Clock, didn't have that on the Sporty, not that I care. And then if you want to read the RPM, the tachometer in numeric value, that's that. Otherwise, on the top here, I'm not going to start it in my garage, it's got a rolling meter up there for your tachometer. And that's pretty cool. So there's a lot of other things this thing does I have turned off that they call performance enhancement, performance values or whatever. You can read like 25 or quarter-mile trap speed, quarter-mile time, and all this other. I ain't gonna do that in this old Sporty. I don't even know how to do all that stuff. So that's it. Dakota Digital. I'm pretty happy with it. A little pricey, but I found a stock replacement NOS for my original one for the 96, and it was almost the same price, 400 bucks. So like, well, if I'm gonna pay that kind of money to replace my Speedo, because I want a Speedo, I'm old, I like to see what I'm doing and how far I'm going. I might as well put something fancy on there. So there it is, guys. All right, bye.